I was changing my own door locks when the HOA president called 911 on me. She stood at the end of my driveway, phone in hand, shouting that I was damaging community infrastructure. When the cops showed up, she told them she ran this entire neighborhood. I remember holding up my deed, watching her face crumble as she realized she'd just humiliated herself in front of everyone. But I had no idea that moment on my porch was just the opening shot in a war I never asked for. It all started with a sticky lock. You know, the kind you have to jiggle the key just right, lean your shoulder into the door, whisper a prayer to the god of tumblers and pins just to get inside your own house. After a week of that, I snapped. I called a locksmith, Mel, a calm guy with a van full of tools and the patience of a saint. He was halfway through dismantling the old deadbolt when the storm rolled in. Her name was Karen Foreman. Karen wasn't just our HOA president. She was a one-woman bureaucracy with a clipboard and a superiority complex. The kind of woman who could sniff out a trash can left out for 6 minutes too long. She didn't walk, she patrolled. And that morning, my front porch was apparently enemy territory. She started recording the moment she stepped onto my lawn. "What's going on here?" she barked. I smiled, trying to diffuse it. "Morning, Karen. Just getting a new lock put in. The old one's sticking." Mel didn't even look up, just kept working. That was mistake number 1. "You did not submit a Form 7B for architectural modification," she shrieked. "All exterior hardware must be pre-approved by the board. I authorize every door in this neighborhood." I blinked. "Authorize? My door, Karen. It's my door. I own it." That's when she called 911, right there on my lawn in broad daylight. "Yes, I'd like to report a break-in," she said to the dispatcher, staring directly at me. "The homeowner is breaking into his own house." A siren wailed somewhere in the distance. I just stood there speechless. The cops arrived, took one look at me, my wife Gina, and poor Mel with his van, and sighed. "Ma'am, the officer said he's allowed to change the locks on his own house." Karen's face turned crimson. "You'll regret this," she hissed before marching off. "You've broken the rules. You'll be receiving a level 4 violation." I should have laughed it off. But that night her words kept echoing in my head, the master key system. What did that even mean? By the next morning, my porch had been decorated with yellow tape that read, HOA violation. She'd posted a video of the whole fiasco on the neighborhood Facebook group, calling me a danger to community security. The clip had dramatic music and captions like, "Resident defies safety protocols." The comments section turned into a war zone. Her little fan club, the Karen Entourage, flooded it with praise. A few neighbors defended me, but they were quickly drowned out. I was furious. I wanted to rip that stupid tape off my door, but Gina stopped me. "Don't play her game," she said. "Play ours." Gina was always the strategist. She pulled out the HOA rulebook, an encyclopedia of suburban misery, and started digging. We found the line Karen was hiding behind. All exterior hardware must remain consistent with community security standards. That was it. One vague sentence she could twist into whatever she wanted. The next day, a formal letter arrived. A $500 fine. Failure to remediate the violation, it said, will result in further action. And the kicker, it demanded I schedule a rekeying inspection with the HOA's approved vendor. I stared at the paper. "She wants me to give her access to my lock," I muttered. Gina's face went pale. "This isn't just a fine," she said. "This is control." That's when it hit me. This wasn't about a lock. It was about power. A week later was the annual neighborhood block party, usually a nightmare of lukewarm hot dogs and forced small talk. This year it was reconnaissance. I manned the grill, smiling, listening. People started opening up. Bill, 3 houses down, leaned in and whispered, "Be careful." She fined me for a basketball hoop once. Made my life hell for 6 months. Maria told Gina that Karen had once entered her garage to inspect shelves. Another neighbor, Tom, came home from vacation to find a notice left inside his house. Then old Mr. Henderson, the retired treasurer, shuffled up to me. "You didn't hear this from me," he murmured, "but check the invoices for Liberty Lock and Safe." And then he walked away. That night, Gina and I filed a formal request to review the HOA's financials, our legal right. Karen tried to stonewall us, claiming the records were under audit, then that they were stored off-site, and finally that retrieving them required a $500 administrative fee. Gina smiled coldly. "Fine," she said, typing. "We'll deduct it from our dues." 2 days later, a thick manila envelope appeared on our doorstep. Inside was chaos receipts, invoices, and bank statements. Buried in the mess were dozens of payments to Liberty Lock and Safe, thousands of dollars for community rekeying tumbler alignment and emergency compliance checks. All fake. And the registered owner of Liberty Lock and Safe, Jules Foreman, Karen's brother-in-law. That's when the anger turned into resolve. "She's not just a control freak," I said. "She's stealing from us." We couldn't go to the board. They were all her loyalists. The police had already brushed us off once, so I came up with a plan. I called it Operation Decoy Duck. I took my old broken lock, hollowed out the back, and slipped a GPS tracker inside. Then I posted on the HOA Facebook group. "Guess I'll have to leave the side door unlocked until the locksmith can come back. Don't tell Karen." Gina joined in on this mom's text chain. "Ugh." Justin broke another lock. Garage door stuck wide open. We set the trap. Hidden camera in the garage lights-off door supposedly unlocked. For 2 nights nothing happened. On the 3rd night my phone buzzed. Movement detected. Then another alert. Decoy duck is on the move. 2 figures appeared on the security feed, both wearing hoodies, one with a fat ring of keys. They slipped the key in, turned it, and entered my garage. Upstairs, Gina was on the phone with 911. I crouched behind the interior door, listening. "She wants pictures," one of them said. "And she wants the notice left on the kitchen counter." My pulse hammered in my ears. They were about to enter my home. That was it. I unlocked the door, flipped the garage light on, and stepped forward. "Evening, gentlemen," I said. "Lose your invite to the block party." They froze. One stammered, "This is an official HOA inspection." "Really?" I said, stepping closer. "Because it looks a lot like breaking and entering." "Karen sent us," one of them blurted. "We work for the HOA." "Perfect," I said. "Then you won't mind waiting for the police." He lunged at me, keys jangling. I moved on. Instinct grabbed his wrist, twisted, and the keys hit the floor with a clang. He shoved me hard. I went down shoulder first. The second guy froze as sirens wailed outside. 2 police cars screeched up. Within seconds, both men were cuffed, babbling that Karen authorized it. I handed the officer the ring of master keys. "These open every door in the neighborhood," I said. That was the beginning of the end. The cops took our evidence, the invoices, the video, the GPS tracker, and within days, a full investigation was underway. Karen had been running a kickback scheme, funneling HOA money through her brother-in-law's fake locksmith company. And she'd built a literal master key system, one that gave her access to every home in our community. But we weren't done. We wanted the HOA itself gone. According to the bylaws, 25% of homeowners could call a special meeting. Within 48 hours, we had 70%. The clubhouse that night was packed. Karen stood at the podium, still pretending she was in control, rattling papers about fall decor regulations. I stood up. "Point of order," I said. She glared at me. "You are not on the agenda. Any homeowner may make a motion during new business," Gina said loudly, quoting the bylaws word for word. The crowd erupted. "Let him speak." Karen's smile cracked. I connected my laptop to the projector. The screen lit up with a still frame from the garage video, 2 men caught mid-break-in. "Some of you may have heard about the incident at my house," I began. "Allow me to show you exactly what happened." I played the footage, the lock turning, the intruders entering their voices, naming Karen. Then came the invoices, the company registration showing her brother-in-law's name, the fake tumbler alignment fees. Gasps filled the room. Finally, Arthur the treasurer stood. His voice trembled as he confessed how Karen had blackmailed him, how she'd forced him to sign off on every fake invoice. He held up a small notebook. "She has logs of when everyone's home. She has keys to your houses." That broke the room. People stood shouting. Karen screamed lies, but no one listened. I stepped back to the mic. "This board has broken our trust. They've turned this community into a surveillance state. I move that we vote no confidence and dissolution of the HOA." Dozens of hands shot up. The motion passed overwhelmingly. And then, as if scripted, the clubhouse doors opened. Officer Sutton walked in with another cop beside him. "Karen Foreman," he said, voice calm but cold. "You're under arrest for conspiracy fraud and filing a false police report." For the first time, she didn't say a word, just stood there frozen as the handcuffs clicked around her wrists. That's where it ended, right there in that crowded room, the woman who thought she owned the neighborhood being led out by the same police she used to intimidate everyone else. And as silence settled over the room, I realized something simple but powerful. You don't have to start a war to defend your peace, but when someone tries to cross your front door, you damn sure better stand up.